Welcome back to another bus build video. We are Chels Dan and we are converting this Toyota Coaster bus into our home on wheels. We hope you enjoy part 6 of our bus build update. So Dan's just measuring up for our bench top. We are just figuring out the
bench top, how we want it to work, what we want to do, what splashbacks we want to do, end pieces, all that kind of thing.
The live edge,
yes.
How live we want it.
All that business.
Which is exciting because we're very excited to have some bench top to use.
Yes, because this has been our only bench top and it's not much. So
we've been using
we're not going to know ourselves, in all honesty. We're really not going to know ourselves.
Life's going to feel so much more easier.
We pick up our sink tonight as well, so.
That's exciting too.
Yeah.
Sanded back this bench top and now Dan has cut off the back of it. This is going to be the front, which is going to be a live edge. And yeah, we're just trying to figure out which part of the bench tops we want to go where.
So if we do 802.
Very nice. Dan's just found a piece of live edge wood from his dad's shed and it's got we're just after a nice subtle live edge, nothing too wonky / wavy, just really subtle. So just going to trace it and then basically cut our own live edge into the bench top and hope for the best. Yeah, nice. Right, we're just doing some modifications because we have chosen our sink and we're going to do an undermount sink. So
same as we did in the van.
Yeah, so just well, Dan is just modifying it so it can get undermounted. We went with a Soffito granite stone kind of sink.
Composite kind of sink, yeah. 18 plus 30 is 48.
Dun, dun, dun. That's a nice cut. Looks good.
Time to see if she fits.
Good job. So as you can see, Dan is drilling some holes into the underside of our bench top. We decided to do this to try and save as much weight as possible in our bus build. This may have not saved us a lot of weight, but every little bit counts in a bus build. So on today's episode of bus building, Dan is working on the back shelving, which is near our bed. So it's going to be as a little book nook kind of thing. And somewhere we can put our cups of tea and coffee on, so that would be nice, and look out the window. I'll show you the shelf thingamajiggo. So if we come into the bus, I've just finished sanding and painting. They've had 2 coats. That's our sink. It's just sitting there. Actually, I think I've already showed you that. It's a little bit of a vibe in here at the moment. This is the back shelf that Dan is working on. So that's our back window. And then, yeah, this is the shelf. It's going to have a nice timber lid that goes on top. And that will be a nice little back shelf, which will also be a great little storage nook for books and things like that. So the trickiest part Dan has found with building this is because we want to lift our bed up to access our bikes. We've had to allow for room for the bed to lift up, so it's just been a little bit of trial and error, but he's absolutely got it down pat now. So yeah, it's looking really good and it's all little sections, so that will be super helpful for storage.
I see gold in the air. So
Dan's just cutting our tap hole, and it's good to see this all in here because I'm trying to make some decisions about whether or not I'm liking my choices on design. So I'm glad to see it in here so I can kind of get a bit more of a feel for the space. We're on to insulating, vapor barrier, and putting up our ceiling for this side of the bus now. So basically just got to do the same thing. We've got to run our ducting from the back air conditioner through to the front, and then we'll box it out like we did on this side. So Dan is just hooking up our air conditioner and he's run the ducting down the side and then framed it out, and so then that ducting runs down to the front seats where the aircon comes out when we're driving.
Hopefully.
We haven't tested it yet, but we're hoping that works. And then I am up the front here working out what drawer fronts and things like that we're going to go with. At the moment, I'm thinking the drawers will be white with like framed outness. This one's going to be like a bit of a barn door, darker brown wood. This one's going to be like rattan weave. So we've just got Dan in here working on our battery system because our BMS arrived today, which is super exciting because once we get that hooked up, we can have power.
Yes, which will be very, very good. So yeah, this is our lithium battery. It's 250 amp hours at 24 volt or 500 at 12. Yeah, it's a BYD made battery and should be heaps and heaps and heaps of power. Fingers crossed. So.
Going to be our kitchen table. I love the look of the pine boards. We actually were going to use a recycled pallet, but the one we had, it just like was splitting and stuff like that. So we went and bought these pine boards and yeah, have made a similar look. Would have been cool to do out of recycled material, but it's also nice to have it nice and smooth for our eating table. So we're going to stain this up in like a nice brownie kind of colour, but yeah, super happy with it. Putting a temporary mounting thing because we will eventually be lining all of this, but yeah, we just want something to mount the table off so we can use it as we're living in the bus whilst building. So this will be cool to have a table. So we're just playing around with our table to see if it's the right size and fit for the space. We measured it and that, but yeah, it's nice to be able to mount it on our swivel mount now and see how many people we can fit at it. So we've worked out that we can fit about 4 people at it, a comfortable 3, but definitely 4 if we have 4 people over, which is good because our bus can seat 4 people. So very nice, and it will be a good sized cards playing table. We can fit 2 laptops at it, and it's also easily maneuverable so everyone can get out of the lounge area if they need to. So yeah, success. The overheads are getting built today, which is looking good. Today we are basically deconstructing the bus because tomorrow we have booked the bus in to go and get its windows tinted, which is very exciting. We're taking the bus to a local windscreen tinting place and they're really awesome there, so super keen to have some tinted windows for privacy reasons, to keep some UV light out. And yeah, it'll be great to get it done. So we had to remove like a bunch of our cupboards and bench tops and stuff. So Dan's currently removing all of those. I've then been vacuuming all of the window tracks and cleaning the windows. And yeah, so this is now what our bus looks like after having its windows tinted. We're very happy with the result. It allows a lot more privacy for when we're inside and also should help with keeping the bus a lot more cooler in the summer months. So what's on the bus menu today?
So we are doing the cladding in front of the drawers, kind of around the couch area. So we're trying to do it that it works out that the drawers are almost hidden, so you can't really see that they're there. Obviously there's going to have to be a few lines to allow the drawers to open, but yeah, just trying to make it hidden. So you're cladding them off, just doing the top board now, got the top section done. Yeah, we'll cut this one and hopefully I've done it right and it goes in well.
So whilst Dan is working on the shiplap in front of the bed, I have sanded back our bench tops. We actually had a different oil on them, but it wasn't the exact brown that I envisioned. So I've sanded it all back and also sanded a bit of we've just got a really soft live edge at the front, but yeah, I just wanted to sand it back so it wasn't too sharp underneath and things like that for when we walk past it. Alrighty, Alrighty, so we have changed and we're trying to apply this oil now with a roller, but we're not exactly getting the finish we're after, just because I don't know, it seems to be leaving a lot of lines on it, especially with the paintbrush, but like the roller's a little bit better, so we're going to see how it goes. Otherwise we're back to the drawing board for the bench top again.
So at the moment I'm just doing this shiplap for around this seating area. Just got to adjust a few boards just to make them sit flush with where they meet with other boards, just because some drawers poke out a little bit further than others, so it's a bit finicky, but it should be a good result when we're done. And we've also sanded back and re-oiled the bench tops just with a new finish on them, just something that's a bit more browner. So, and they've come up really good.
I got thoughts that creep in every day.
On today's to-do list, Dan is working on this side area here. So we're putting the shiplap going up the side, and then we're going to have a little like kitchen niche there to put a few things in. And then I am over here working on the couch area. This has been shiplapped, and the other day I just filled it any of the nails holes. So quite a fair bit has been happening in the bus build lately. So yesterday Dan cladded this with shiplap. This bit's just gonna go on. I was accidentally sanding and it came off just then. But yeah, so Dan has lined that with shiplap. We've started making our little nook. I've just popped a couple of things in there just to see how it's gonna look. Dan is currently working on framing out our air conditioning unit at the back of the bus. I finished sanding and painting this couch area, so we just need to put the couch things back, get some nice cushions and backrests, and then our couch area is almost done. So I've just set up my sewing machine and I have begun sewing our couch cushions for the bus lounge. I've decided to go with like an olive foresty green type colour, and I'm super happy with their coming out. I've just been YouTubing how to sew couch covers or how to sew cushions, and yeah, have been able to learn from YouTube, which is super helpful. So let's do it.
All my doubtful designs caving in. You saw me out on a ledge and you said I'm beside you. I'm beside you.
Thank you so much for being here, supporting us and our bus build. We'll see you in the next video.
I'm not going anywhere.